have some blocks, we're actually going to start on our back using one or both blocks. Again, if you don't have a block, use a pillow or something. Basically a form of Shavasana. I like to take the blocks into T's on the flattest setting, one in between the shoulder blades, and then one to rest the head on. Of course, if you'd like to open your throat a little bit more, you don't need a block for your head, and you can just lay the back of your head down towards the earth. Just get yourself situated someplace cozy with whatever it is. Option, of course, to be just flat on the mat without any props underneath you. Then open up your arms nice and wide. If you have a blanket, feel free to cover yourself so you can stay warm. Feet nice and wide. Otherwise, you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees open up and open up the hip and stretch your groin. And hopefully you're in a place where you can maybe soften your lighting a little or just close your eyes for some time to start today. New Year's Eve, the close of another calendar year, right at the precipice of a brand new beginning. And so just a starting point to think about. If the energy of your past year can be encapsulated into one word, what would that be? Just keeping judgment out of this yoga practice. Letting your breath start to deepen and slow down. Playing around with how the breath fills through the nose and then out of the sinuses. Maybe playing with open mouth exhales a few times. Just summing up the past year into one little gentle, simple word. Three more rounds of breath. And try to take them a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. Make sure to fill up the bottom and sides of your lungs. Your exhale will empty out completely. And take one last full, slow, deep breath in. And empty it out completely as if you're letting something go. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can consider it a reawakening, ready to move on. We'll plant the soles of our feet, drive into our forearms and support ourselves up to a seat. Come on up to that seat. You can remove your blocks to the side. We'll use them in a little while, but for right now, we're done. We're gonna come to a toe squat. So onto the knees, squeeze your shins together, tuck your toes, slide the little toes underneath so that they're not splayed out if they do. And sit tall, line up your shoulders over your pelvis, and hands can be on your thighs. If they feel better somewhere placed on your heart and your abdomen, feel free to do that, of course. Gentle tuck of your chin to chest, and maybe your eyes again softly close. And just thinking about your past year. What were your big wins of this past year? Just think about it. No need to journal it yet, unless if you'd like to jot down. These are some starting points to think about in your mind. What were some of those big ones? Breathing in and out of your nose. Softening your shoulders. Maybe lengthening up through the crown, tall spine with every breath. And what were some of the smaller wins last year? And take about 2 more rounds of breath to finish off your thoughts. We'll start to gently blink your eyes open, a hazy gaze at the floor. We'll bring our palms to the earth, take your knees wide, child's pose, big toes to touch, send your hips back, and elongate the crown of your head towards the earth. Arms can go forward, or you can take the elbows wide. Always an option to put a pillow, bolster, or yoga block underneath your chest, or maybe even under the forehead. Deep breaths, staying true to your rhythm. And then just thinking, what do you need to shed or leave behind you from this past year? What is no longer going to serve you to hold on to? And one more cycle of breath here. And gently blinking your eyes open, pressing into your palms, come into tabletop pose, all fours. Draw your knees under your hips. And we'll start to bend the heels towards the glutes, point your toes up, and invite in that arched back for cow pose. So really gentle arch of your back, press through the palms to reach up through your crown. And we'll tuck our toes and round our back as we place our toes into the mat cat, actively pressing the earth away, stretching really long through each vertebra. And start to move with your breath. Inhale as your cow pose to arch the back. If bringing the toes off the mat doesn't feel great on the knees, you can always omit that, of course. And pull in some organic movement as you move. Stick if it feels good, linger a little longer. Maybe add on any sort of side body stretches or sways of hips, rolls of the shoulders, bends of the elbows. 2 more cycles of breath. And the next time you come into cat, go ahead and round that back. Keep your toes tucked. Come into your neutral spine. Press up to downward facing dog. Take some time to pedal and bend into your knees. Lift and lower your heels. And nod your head no and yes to soften the neck. Good stretch out for the calves and the hamstrings, as well as your low back. Try to keep your waistline long as you actively press the earth away through spread fingertips, and find stillness in your dog. We'll sweep our right leg to the sky. So reach up nice and tall. You can open your hip up by pointing your toes or flexing your toes and rolling the thigh towards the right wall. And bend your heel towards your glutes. Try to level your shoulders. The right shoulder likes to lift as our leg goes behind us. So level the shoulders with the mat. And let's take 3 big hip circles nice and slow. Just like you're circling your knee to the side in one direction. And after you've done 3, switch directions. Take them slow, no rush. And scorpion dog with the knee up, heel to glute. Big breath in. And low lunge breath out. Plant your right foot in between your palms. Bring your back knee to the mat. Anjaneyasana. Shoulders soft down your back. Feel free to use your blocks here at any level. Think of drawing your back knee towards your front heel and your front heel towards your back knee to stabilize your pelvic floor. Soft through the shoulders and open through the heart. Find the rhythm of your breath again. Feel free to let your eyes drift close and bring in one more thinking point. Who were the most integral people of your life this past year? And as you think about anybody coming to mind, why do these people come to your mind? How do these people or that person, how do they support you, teach you, or help you to grow? Three more rounds of breath. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Maintain that integrity for your pelvic floor, the strength of your legs. Finish off your thought and take one more round of breath. And with or without your blocks, half splits, send your hips back and extend your right foot forward. Keep your left hip and knee stacked and your right hip in line with the left. Bring your toes towards the sky or even pointed back towards your heart. It's okay to rotate a little bit to the right so that your heart and nose stay in line with the right big toe. Bend the knee or breathe into the hamstring muscle on your right leg. Allow yourself to fold a little closer towards your leg with your exhale breaths. And with your next inhale, plant your right foot, bring your palms to the ground, Anjaneyasana. We are going to flow between those two shapes 4 times. So inhale here. Exhale, half splits. With or without your blocks in hand. Inhale forward. Exhale, splits. 2 more times. Inhale forward. Exhale, splits. 1 more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back to the splits. And inhale forward, left palm under your left shoulder, lift up your left knee, cat grabs tail. Right palm can sweep back and capture your foot. Feel free to use a strap or a towel or a t-shirt to capture your foot, or you can skip it and leave your foot down and just twist with right hand on thigh. So stretch your left quadricep. And maybe open up your right shoulder, but soften your right shoulder from your chin and your ear, and maybe consider taking your chin towards the wall behind you. A little focal point twist. 1 more cycle of breath. And softly release your left foot to the ground. Low lunge, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, step it back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal and notice the difference from left leg to right leg, left hip to right hip. Inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky. Just reach it up, nice and tall. Press the earth away, lengthen your waistline, and then bend your heel towards your glutes, scorpion dog. Notice if your left shoulder hiked up, level it, and take 3 hip circles, knee circles to the side. Nice and slow. And switch directions after you've done 3 more. And back to scorpion dog after you've done all 3 of those big hip circles. Take 1 more big breath in, level your shoulders. Exhale, Anjaneyasana. Step your left foot forward, bring your back knee down. Come back to your blocks if you'd like to use them. Roll your shoulders down your back. Press your left heel down. Draw it energetically towards your right knee. When you think back to this past year, did you treat yourself with kindness, understanding? When you were faced with challenges or any sort of confrontational moments, how do you handle yourself? Do you act and treat yourself and others in the way that you want to represent yourself? Without judgment, just an acknowledgement, a look back, with the ability to know that every day is a new opportunity to learn and grow, to be the person you want to be. We never stop learning, so if you feel set, good, there's still more to grow. Take one more round of breath. Last inhale. Send it to half splits with your exhale, with or without those blocks. Line up your right hip and knee. Flex those left toes. Draw your heart space to the toe points. Breathe into the length of your spine. Breathe out, finding some depth in the fold, the stretch in your hamstring, but bend your left knee to support yourself on the way of your journey here. With your next inhale, Anjaneyasana, plant the left foot, send the heart forward. We will flow the shapes. Exhale, half splits, send it back, toes to sky. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. 2 more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Last one. Exhale, take it back. Nice long stretch. And inhale, forward. Cat grabs tail. Right palm under your right shoulder. Back knee up. Left palm to reach back. Find that foot in space and draw the heel towards your hip. And consider taking your gaze towards the left shoulder, but soften that left shoulder down your back. One more big breath in. And exhale, softly release your foot, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, downward facing dog. Nice down dog. Think of cat rolling your back to high plank. So press off your toes, lift your heels, round your spine, shoulders over the wrists, and then level off your hips, heels on the toes. Bend your knees, turbo dog to send it back. Keep the knees bent, heels towards the glutes, straight arms. We'll do that 4 more times. So inhale, round your spine forward to plank. And exhale, turbo dog, really strong in the arms, press it back. 3 more times. Inhale, round. Exhale, press it back. 2 more with your breath. About 1 more time. Next time you're in full turbo dog, downward dog, pedal it out. You can plant your heels towards the mat, lengthen your spine. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky. And exhale, low lunge. And come up to standing crescent lunge. Right knee over the ankle, back heel tall. Option for the left knee on the mat. Shoulders over hips here. Squeeze the inner thighs. Maybe bring your hands to your heart and draw the thumbs to your third eye space in between the brow, the space of gratitude. Option to close your eyes. Notice where your center of gravity is, challenging your body to hold steady. You can send out a wish for yourself in this coming year, if you choose to do so. Finish that thought. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And we'll double lunge both knees with your exhale, settling in. Option to bring the left knee all the way down or hover it a couple inches off the mat. Think 2 90-degree bends in the knees. Hold here for 4. Scissors squeeze those thighs. 3, 2, and 1. Warrior 2. Inhale, stand and open up. Extend your arms and take your gaze over your front fingertips. Your left palm is in your past. You're looking forward into your future while remaining steady in the present moment. Big breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep the legs, move the arms, the torso. Stretch both side bodies and pivot your top ribs up and open. One more breath in. Hold tight, breath out. Reverse warrior with your next inhale. Sweep your front palm overhead. And stretch out the right ribs. Soften your shoulders down your back. Try to keep your whole body in one nice sandwiched plane motion. One more breath in to reach up, open up the ribs. Exhale, low lunge, palms to the mat. Left palm plants, sweep your right arm forward. Stretch, a little bit of a yoga sculpt activity. Plant into your right foot. When you exhale, draw your left knee towards your chest, tap your back calf or your back foot. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, tap. Just 4. With your breath, 3, 2, last one, tap it. Downward facing dog, pedal it out. Ooh. Maybe that quadricep needs some more stretching. From here, sweep your left leg to the sky. Take a nice big breath in as you reach up. Low lunge, breath out. Come into your crescent lunge. Slow and steady with your breath. Press off the back toes to lift your right heel, pulling your right hip forward in line with your left. And just get a little taller here as you pull the pit of your belly in and up as well. Option to draw your palms to prayer hands to your third eye space. One last time on this side. You can continue your thought from before, sending yourself, maybe someone else this time, a sweet wish out there into the world for the new year. Option to close your eyes or keep them open to challenge your balance. One more breath in and let that wish go out there into the world. Sweep your arms overhead, big inhale. Double dip your back knee. Exhale as you melt it down and hold. Again, knee can come down or rest it on a block. Keep the length in your spine. Maybe wrap your thumbs to the outer edges of your mat to soften your shoulders down your back. Last 4, last 3, last 2, and 1. Warrior 2. Inhale to lift and pivot open. Settle in. Make sure your arms feel about parallel to the mat. Last breath in. Extended side angle with your exhale. Pivot, open up, shoulders soft, top ribs nice and open. Let your chest feel expansive so your breath can come in fully. Widening the ribs, reaching the bottom depths of the lungs. One more inhale. Root down a little deeper into your warrior legs. Exhale. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Just a couple breaths here to ease a little deeper into your shape. It's one new way you'll challenge yourself in the new year with your physical practices, whether it's yoga, whether it's running, whether you don't have one and you're just thinking about adding something new on. Shoulders soft. Take one more breath in. Exhale, low lunge, palms down. Yep, and from here, left arm will reach forward, friends. Big breath in. Exhale, tap the back foot. With your breath, inhale, get long. Exhale, tap, squeeze. Move slowly for 4, 3. Rounding the back, last 2. One more, tap that foot. Step it to low lunge, downward facing dog. Ooh, pedal those legs. Big inhale, bigger exhale. Nice, we'll drop our knees softly to the mat. Camel pose, Ustrasana. Option to take one of your blocks between your thighs. That inner thigh squeeze will help support your low back. If you don't want to do that or you don't have the blocks, that's fine. Another option is to place blocks by your heels for support. Either way, hands can either come to chest to lean back or bring them to your low back. Hug your shoulders down and your elbows in. Inhale, take a breath to prepare. Start to lift up through the chest. And exhale, you can hinge back energetically. Scissor squeeze your inner thighs on your block, or imagine squeezing a block. And if you feel comfortable here in your back and the heart is staying lifted, option to bring one or both palms down to your heels. Keep that lift up in your chest. It's like doing wheel pose or a really deep bridge pose. Last cycle of breath. Use the strength of your inner thighs, your core tight, lift yourself up and take a seat on your heels. Let your eyes close here and rest your palms on your thighs. Gentle tuck of chin to chest, stretch your neck. And start to soften your shoulders down your back. Maybe take a couple of shoulder rolls. If it feels good, you can do some half circles with your neck. We've got about 4 more cycles of breath here. So take what feels right. Maybe that's just sitting steady. And start to blink your eyes open softly at the floor. Shift me off onto your seat. And we're going to start with fire log. And if you have a journal and a writing utensil, bring them close. And if you have blocks, keep them close because you can use your blocks as a table for your writing utensils. So fire log, left foot is on the mat. Shin is parallel to the top, short edge, right leg stacks on top. Now I know that can be rather tricky or demanding on our hips. So if you're more crisscross applesauce, that's fine. If you're more double pigeon with soles of feet together, fine. And if you find a large gap between the top leg and the bottom foot, feel free to support it with a sweatshirt or a block or something. Sit tall, getting into our right hip, flex your toes towards your shins. An option to close your eyes and think about our journaling prompts or to write them. So, what were your challenges this year? If you're writing, you can jot some down. We'll take about 1 minute to jot down. Otherwise, just think in your head, what were your challenges this past year? And then examining what you wrote or what you thought. For every challenge on your list, write down one or more lessons, tools, or gifts you gained from those challenges. We'll take about 1.5 minutes here. What were the lessons? There's always something to be learned. Finish off your final thought or your final sentence or words you're jotting down. If your eyes were heavy, you can blink them open again. And find a seated twist. We'll plant the right sole of foot, slide your left heel closer towards your right hip so that your sitting bones can still be grounded. And plant your right foot. If you need to move it more in front of your right hip than the outer left thigh, that's fine. Sit up nice and tall, right palm behind your seated anchored low back as an anchored support. Sweep your left arm up with a breath in. And exhale, twist towards that right side. Use the strength of your core to spinal rotate, and then you can lock your arm into place, pulling your thigh a little closer into your chest, slowly easing into that twist, using every inhale for length. Every exhale to add a little tiny slice of twist on. One more inhale to get a little taller, sit and create space in your spine. And last breath out to twist, maybe chin towards your shoulder. And inhale, unwind your spine through center. We're gonna actually lift ourselves up, keep your feet where they are and twist to the other side. Trust me, it'll happen. Plant into that right foot where you have it, and you'll kind of press into that left outer foot. Support yourself up enough, twist to your left. That's the only way your legs will twist anyway. Keep your feet where they were, twist all the way back around to that front of your mat and lower to your seat. You'll land in about that seated twist shape. And then just stack now your left leg on top of the right, or whatever variation you had. Sit up tall, try to parallel your shins on top of one another or in the same-ish line. And if you want, you can fold down and round to stretch a little deeper into the left hip. We can prepare for our next journaling prompt or just the thoughts in your head if you're not writing. So looking ahead into this next year, what are 4 ways you will push yourself out of your comfort zone in this coming year? About 1 more minute. Start to finish off that final thought or finish jotting down your last line. If you're rounded in any sort of fold, slowly support yourself back up to the tall spine. Seated twist time. Plant your left foot into the mat. Draw your right heel towards your left outer hip. Make sure to ground down through both sitting bones. Left palm to anchor behind you. Inhale, right arm up, get tall. Exhale, twist to that left side. Use the strength of your core before using your arms to twist your spine. Sit up really tall, chin parallel with the mat, and every breath out to twist a little more. Anatomically, we aren't actually wringing anything out of your body, though you'll hear that a lot in yoga. I've said it myself. But metaphorically, what can you wring out and let go of as you ring in the new year? Haha. Take one more breath in to get tall with your thought, and one more breath out as you twist a little deeper. Inhale softly through center. And prepare to lift your booty. And actually, never mind, skip that. We're not going to twist back to the other side. From here, we're going to find wide leg forward fold. Twisting one way was plenty. Take your toes to the sky. Again, if you have your writing instrument, maybe blocks, you can bring them to create a little table for yourself. If you're not doing that and just thinking your thoughts in your head, fine. Sit up tall and know you have the option to fold forward. Keep your toes active. Or you can use a block to support under your head. Or if you're like me, they're your table for your journal prompt. So for about 3 minutes here in this shape, you can brainstorm 10 to 20 words that encapsulate the energy you are calling into your coming year. We'll remain in this shape for about 2 more minutes, but finish off your brainstorming list in about 30 more seconds. We will keep those words in our head or see them on our paper. For our last about 60 to 90 seconds in this delicious shape, you can reflect on these words that you just jotted down or brainstormed in your head and choose just one word that reflects the overall intention that you'd like to set. And this is your word of the year. So all those words, what is an overarching theme, the red thread that ties them? One word that you can choose is your intention, your affirmation, setting point for the coming year. Finish off your thoughts. If you're rounded down, walk your spine back upright and tall. Shoulders down your back. Take a deep breath in. Toes are still to the sky. Word of the year, big breath out. Slowly, softly draw your legs together in front of you. Shake them out. Maybe grab a blanket to lie down into Shavasana And of course, if you would like any sort of blocks to support under your hips or under your spine to open your chest, maybe support your head, feel free to invite those in. Guys, it is time to lie down. Walk your shoulders down your back. Maybe open and close your mouth a few times, unhinging the sides of your jaw. Big breath in. Big breath out. And settle in for a small rest. Sound is said to transcend through the microphone. Let the sound transcend and reverberate through your body. Feel the grounded space beneath you. Connect with the earth. Let your breath and your thoughts transcend into the universe. This giant collective of thoughts and emotions. Everything happening all at once, but with complete stillness and silence available to you when you need it. With 3 more rounds of deep breath, allow your heart to rise towards the sky. Complete release with every exhale. Think of your word of the year. See if it will serve you in this coming year. And learn the lessons from your word of the year every single time they face you. Let's take one more deep breath in, pull it in, fill up your lungs. Let your heart widen with that breath, shoulders soft, and sigh it out. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes with awareness back in the room around you, the smells, the sights, the sensations. You can take a big good morning stretch at any point in time. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, stretch out your body. And if you'd like to, start to roll yourself over to your favorite side. Always an option to stay and remain in your Shavasana, of course. Just very casually let yourself slide up to that comfy seat if you're ready. And wherever you are at, on your back or seated, option to bring hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Let your heart rise into your thumbs. Let your breath soften as you leave your body. Thank you for spending some time with me this last day of the year, this last practice of the year for me. I appreciate you. I see you, and I have deep gratitude for you. Thank you. And cheers to a happy new year, and honor yourself with whatever that word of the year was. Namaste.